I'm going to share with you how to make a dragonfly painting today. I've got a couple of sizes of dragonflies here. I've got a small one, a smaller one, and a larger one. And then I've got the full one, the smaller one. So I want to kind of show you how to get this on our project. And then I'm going to paint a flower. All right. So I want you to see how this looks. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up some colors that will help me make this work. So first of all, if I have white, all right, so I've got wicker white, and I'm just on scrapbooking paper because I want you to see this is multi-surface paint, and I want to see let you see some of the colors that I'm using. All right, so I'm on purple, so I thought a few pretty colors would be some teal, a little bit of aqua maybe. So here's some teal, all multi-surface. All right, so that means it goes on metal, wood, ceramic, glass, indoor, outdoor, because it's got a sealer in it. This is a Prussian blue and the teal. All right, and then I can use some bright greens, just some different colors that will look pretty in the butterfly together. All right, so here's a happy green. This is all multi-surface colors. And then I'm going to put a little bit, I'm sorry, I've got some little pieces there, a little bit of some purples. And then I can come back with neons later. All right, but these are some colors that would be pretty with the flowers that I'm going to do too. Okay, so let's put a little bit of magenta. So all these colors like each other. All right, there we go. And then I'm going to use some floating medium when I'm doing my flowers. All right, so I'm going to have a couple of different size. Maybe, yeah, let's do the big one. All right, so I've got my synthetic nylon bristles, which is a 3-piece set. Just want you to see so you'll know that when you order it, you get a 12, a 16, and a 20. All right, so I'm not going to the smallest one. I'm going to the 16, and I'm going to grab white, and all you need it is on the tip of this brush. Okay, so then I have an eraser or a paper towel that I can take some off, because this is where people make a mistake, is they go straight from there to there and then they make a mess. All right, so let's put this dragonfly right here. Now what I want to do, I am going to make him a real pretty dramatic body. And what this does, this first step does, this is where I'm rubbing it in, not where there's a lot of paint. All right, so this is just going to show you a template of where to paint the different segments. Okay, so then I'm gonna do a full dragonfly. Let's do this one right here, this little one. All right. I don't want that to get on there too much. So let's turn our paper around because I want to shade them at the same time. Okay. So here he is. I'm going to rub off the white. I'm going to go right in here. So right in here, this has been rubbed off. There's not much paint there. I'm not going into the big part of that. Okay. So then what this does is it just lets you see placement. All right. So I'm going to rub this off my brush because we're going to use the brush again. All right, now metallics look really good when we're doing dragonflies too. All right, so you could take one of your smaller brushes. This is an 8, all right? And then I'm going to, first of all, come in here with some medium. So, oh, I draw my medium. Okay, here we go. All right. So I'm going to take some medium with some Prussian blue. All right. So I'm going to first come right in here and bring blue right in this area. And I want a watercolor effect. I don't want you to use heavy paint. So did you see the floating medium I got? Just a little bit of floating medium with a little bit of color. All right. So now see, you can still see the little bit of white lines. That will just give you detail. All right. So a little bit more. Those are the two upper wings, and here's the back wings. All right, so we're going to come right in the middle of here. This is back in the back. All right. A little bit more here. Want more depth right in there. Okay, I'm going to wash that off. And I'm going to come here with some medium and get a teeny bit of pink. All right, so I'm going to work that in because there's medium there. I'm going to come right in here and see, by having where that goes, it makes it easy for you to come and do this. All right. The one thing I didn't do is I didn't keep working on the small dragonfly at the same time. I should have done it at the same time. Okay, so we're going to have some pink in here, pink in here. Right, and I could get a little bit in this area, guys. So these steps make it really easy when we do our final touch on here, okay? All right, so you got some pinks in there. I don't like that it came out a little bit on the paper. If you're on a base coated piece, you can wipe that little extra off. But on these on paper, it's not going to come off. But that's okay. This is just a practice piece to show you. So there's some pinks. All right, and now I'm going to get a little bit of teal, so floating medium and teal. Okay, so the teal comes here. All right, and a little bit in here. Little teeny bits. All right, and then we could come in here with the blues that I didn't do earlier and just get little teeny bits of Prussian blue and have it right up against the body. Now I use my stencils for templates, so you can draw with a pencil inside these lines so you have the exact shape that you want, or you can stencil like I'm doing. Okay, so I'm going to come right in here with some white and teal, and I'm going to come right along here. Let's see, I'm going to go right that way. And we're going to come right in here to the body here. You see that? Okay. Now, we can put some pearls in here. We can do all kinds of other colors. There's some happy green. Put a little bit of happy green in here. And let's get a little bit of purple. This is dioxazine. No, this is violet pansy. Yep, a little bit of purple there. on the top edge of that. A little bit of purple here. Okay, so that kind of sets it. And we're going to come back when that dries and we're going to add some more detail in there. But right now, what I want to do is put a couple of flowers in here. And let's use a 12 flat. Okay, but before I do that, I can come right in here and do teal and citrus. A little bit of blue in the teal. Okay, so I'm going to come right in here. All right, so I want you to look at the outside edge. Just a medium. Go back to the middle. All right. All right, so we're putting some leaves. We're going to put a little bit in here, make it some beautiful blue leaves. All right. I'm going to flip this over. And we pull some stems in here. All right. So on this purple background, it gives you a lot of pretty looks. All right, we need more medium. Yeah, we're going to get some great colors in here. All right. Yeah, you get all the pretty streaks in there from the purple. All right. We'll let that dry before we put the second step of the dragonfly on here. All right, so then I'm going to pick up some magenta and pink together. I'm wiggling out and back in, out and back in. Get some white. All right. So we can come right in here. Put a little bit of white in here. So we're going to come right along in here. We just put a couple of flowers along there. A little bit of white. All right, so we're going to come right in here. And then with some happy green in the middle. Well, we like all the bright colors that we're getting. So I'm just showing you a little bit where the dragonflies should really stand out. So we're going to dry it for a minute. So we can put some of this nice sparkle, which extreme glitter. But what I want to do is I want to get some licorice. Well, their legs look good, either dark green or licorice. Okay. So I'm going to come over here and just make a nice soft gray or white. So let's see what this looks like. Okay, so our stencil goes on top of here. Okay, there we go. So let's work on this one right here. So we're gonna line this back up. There we go. Each wing, we're gonna come right in here. Remember our paper towel. We're gonna touch this gray. We're gonna wipe it off. So I'm gonna add some white in here. A little bit more white. Okay, so let's put in a little bit of the darker blue. We're going to take that darker blue up one side of the body. And then we can have a teeny bit of licorice for the antennas. And some of these are things that you guys feel like you have a hard time with. So let's see if we're going to like that. All right. So this gives you more detail on the wings. All right. And then we can come back in there and stroke it ourselves with a liner brush. But what this does is it lines up everything for us. All right. So what I'm going to do here is there's our body. There's our wings. All right. So what we want to do is we want to come in here with some purple. And we're going to go right along the edge of the purple. And we're going to put the antennas in there too. And a little bit of tips on the wings. See, that's just that purple with tips on the wings. I'm going to take off that paint. And I have pearl white. I've got all kinds of pretty white that we can use to come in here. I want to hold this and kind of see if I'm liking it. Okay. Let me come here and wipe it off. Okay, we're going to see if we like it. So I'm going to take and add some darker purple and blue and take that along the body. Okay, so you can then come in there and see that you got the depth. The depth that's right in there. And I could also come in here with a 2 script liner and add, like I said, I can add my glitters. I can add some of these darker colors instead of licorice. And come along here. If you don't want to do the antennas, what's really nice is that we have them already done for you. Right. So you can come right in here with your lines already there. You know where you need to work on them. Okay. And I could come in here with white. Those dragonflies have these little lines where butterflies have more black. Okay. So we can come out here and do little lines for detail. So just play with it and find a way to make it an easy way for you to design your dragonflies. Okay. And the same thing over here. This one, see if it has stronger white. And we have dragonfly glaze that you can put on. It doesn't show good right here, but when it's done in real life, it looks amazing. So here's your dragonfly baby. All right. So I can come along in here, just play with them and get the detail that you want. All right. So I'm going to come right in here with the Prussian blue, or we can use sap greens. Right, to get the body. And then remember what I did before? We have this darker right there. I do that with the butterflies also. So this stencil has butterflies and dragonflies. All right. Same thing's going to happen here. We're going to come in here again. All right. So there we go. Now, all you have to do is come back with some of this extreme glitter. And I just painted a whole bunch of those Christmas ornaments. And I used this instead of white. And I thought I was using white because it was at night. So, and when it was double loaded, it was only the second color. So there was no white. Okay, so can you see? It gives you this extreme iridescent glitter that I love. So I like the dragonflies have iridescent on their body. And so I use color shift sometime. Okay. So there you go. I just wanted to see you how to share with you how to play around with these dragonflies. So you can draw it with a pencil and then just do your own design, because the idea is getting the exact wings on both sides. All right, so, right, I made this inky Prussian blue with a 2 script liner. So with everything that we're doing, you could take and touch up and add to, okay? See how you're not the darker blue in here, the darker blue in here. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you next week.